With the recent dev notes we have received in regards to the 1.3 update, the devs did confirm some great stuff that will be dropping to expect when the update is live. However, given we have roughly a month left till 1.3 actually drops, I am still expecting quite a lot more stuff to be revealed later on. Also, since these dev notes did feel a bit underwhelming in comparison to the previous dev notes we have received. But for now, I'm just gonna go over the content confirmed to drop in 1.3 from the dev notes, and especially the new mechanic Youhu will be introducing to the game, which does lead to Youhu potentially having an insane amount of value and opens up to many more possibilities within kit designs of future characters. Just before we jump into it, as always, would really appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel for more WutheringWaves content and drop a like if you enjoyed the video. Now, kicking it off with something everyone expected to see drop in 1.3, which is the brand new area, the Black Shores. From everything we have seen so far of the Black Shores till now, it's only been from the beta from a couple years ago, which didn't look anywhere near as nice as the game looks now in general, and from the small preview image an official WutheringWaves developer revealed on Twitter. So now we have a small preview of how the Black Shores will look during the night with an updated look, and just from this image, you can tell the Black Shores is going to be visually stunning. So I genuinely cannot wait to see the rest of the Black Shores and the updated look, along with discovering everything it has to offer from the story to OSTs and especially new enemies to fight. Now, as for the hidden star of 1.3 Youhu, I do need to admit I did completely overlook Youhu purely due to the Shorekeeper just being such an interesting character and having one of the best character designs yet. But with Youhu being our first new 4-star character since launch, she does deserve some of the spotlight too. And especially since the devs have revealed that Youhu will be introducing a brand new quick-time event mechanic implemented within her Resonant skill and Resonant Liberation. Now, Youhu is going to be more of a support character as she will have the ability to heal within her kit, which instantly makes her quite a valuable character. But alongside the brand new QTE mechanic, I do believe it is going to propel Youhu's value even further. With this image that was dropped within the dev notes, it shows off Youhu's Resonance Liberation and there being 4 available options within the QTE. Now, those 4 QTE options could be anything from providing a heal to the team, increasing the amount of damage dealt to enemies, or even provide a bit of resonance energy to the team. However, now take this with a grain of salt since this could definitely be a mistranslation, but from what I've heard, one of the abilities from the QTE is going to be launching an attack that crowd controls enemies. Now, if this is the case, I wouldn't expect it to be as good as Jianxin's crowd control, but a bit more similar to Yangyang's, which is still very useful when used correctly and is clutch when facing multiple enemies within Tower of Adversity. The point is that Youhu is potentially going to have a ton of utility within her kit, and the best aspect about it is that you would have complete control of what she provides to the team or deals to the enemy. So in those instances where you need a bit more damage to be dealt to the boss, you may have the option through the QTE to deal a decent amount of damage to either break or finish off the boss. Or when your DPS is on death's door, you may have the option to provide additional healing through the QTE. So the amount of flexibility Youhu provides with her kit is going to be massive and will mean she will have one of the most interesting and interactive kits within the game. The fact that Youhu's kit will allow her to actually provide more than any other character, given her ultimate will technically have 4 different effects/abilities, would make her somewhat of a jack of all trades character like Jianxin, which will definitely make her a valuable 4-star character that most players should be able to pick up as she is going to be on the Shorekeeper's banner. Now, the QTE displayed within the image from the dev notes is from Youhu's Resonant Liberation, but it is mentioned that she will have the QTE mechanic also implemented within her Resonant skill. So just my speculation and from my experience from the abundance of games I've played, I would bank on the Resonant skill providing one of the 4 possible effects from the QTE randomly, unless they have linked the Resonant skill to the Forte gauge, which would make it similar to Sanhua's QTE. But I doubt that would be the case, and it would make more sense for one of the effects to be provided at random. So Youhu's skill would likely require a bit of luck to acquire the effect you would desire most. But this does mean if you are able to pull off the effect you desire from the Resonant skill, such as maybe a damage increase buff for the team, then paired with the Liberation QTE, Youhu could be capable of providing some insane buffs that stack for your team. Of course, the Gamba part of the resonance skill might throw some players off, but high risk, high reward. And given the skill and liberation combo wouldn't always provide you with the best buffs or effects, I imagine when it does, it will provide some serious value to the team. So that's just my take on how the resonance skill and liberation will work together, which has a ton of potential to make Youhu possibly one of the best 4 stars or even the best 4-star character in the game. Lastly, as a side note, with this QTE mechanic being introduced with Youhu in 1.3 and the potential it holds to make her an amazing character, depending on how well the mechanic plays and the value of the effects available to choose from, when this mechanic becomes available on future 5-star characters, it's going to be one hell of a sight to see, since we might be able to see the ability to crowd control enemies within a much larger radius, provide a shield to the team that increases resistance to interruption, and the buffs of course would have much higher multipliers. So there is a ton of potential with this new QTE mechanic. But the fact that a 4-star character has received the mechanic first really is amazing, since not only will everyone be able to easily pick up the character to have access to the mechanic, but it also means the devs still have intentions to make 4-star characters hold a ton of value and even rival the value of some 5-star characters, which would keep up the free-to-play friendly aspect of WutheringWaves. Now with Youhu aside, we are also receiving a brand new boss being the Fallacy of No Return, and needless to say, they really cooked with its design. Given it is stated that this boss patrols the borders between reality and the digital world, I would expect some interesting animations where he could be glitching whilst walking towards you or even teleporting, which would be pretty cool to see. Also, with this new boss, of course we will be able to pick up the echo of him, and as I mentioned in a previous video, this is potentially an echo that will be made for the Shorekeeper, similarly to Jiyan being the 4-cost echo of 1.1 and being made for Jinxin. So with that, the Fallacy of No Return is likely going to be in the Rejuvenating Glow set and does have potential to be an insane echo with a ton of value, since it would need to offer more value than the Bell Turtle in order for us to want to replace him on the Shorekeeper. So given the amount of stuff the Bell Turtle is able to provide, and with the echo animation being very quick to activate, we can expect some great stuff from the Fallacy of No Return echo. Now along with a brand new boss, we are also receiving the Inferno Rider hologram boss in 1.3. With us having 9 open world bosses in the game and already having 5 hologram bosses, I did have some doubts on us receiving a hologram boss in 1.3 as they might need to have been stretched out over the next couple of version updates. However, with the Fallacy of No Return boss also being introduced, it has allowed them to drop another hologram boss, which I'm sure many players will be hyped for. Now with the Inferno Rider hologram specifically, just like the other hologram bosses such as the Tempest Mephis and Crownless, the Inferno Rider is going to have a few new animations and attacks along with its original attacks. So I am definitely looking forward to seeing what the Inferno Rider hologram will be capable of, and even more so with the sort of difficulty he will provide, which is probably gonna crush me for a while at least. Finishing it off, there is an Encore companion quest confirmed along with a new special enemy being the Hedge Puff and new puzzles, which is going to be much more interesting to see in game. And with Encore's quest, we could receive some backstory on how Encore actually ended up at the Black Shores, which is fitting since we will likely see a lot of her at the Black Shores in 1.3. Overall, that would be everything confirmed so far in the dev notes, but as I said earlier, we can definitely expect a ton more content to be dropping in 1.3. Given it's a completely new area, I am definitely banking on there being brand new echoes, hopefully some new craftable or summonable 4-star weapons which are better than our current selection, and of course, a handful of quality of life updates and features I'm sure that will be discussed closer to the release of 1.3. Again, with Youhu, she is going to be our first new 4-star character since launch, so I am expecting for her to be a great character overall, and to be fair, she already is shaping to be a solid 4-star support that players may want to use if they don't pull the Shorekeeper or even as a Baizhi replacement. So with that, it is slightly amusing that both our current healers being Verina and Baizhi are being power crept in just one banner. So the value of the Shorekeeper's banner is going to be pretty insane, and if you are having your doubts, I would definitely recommend going in with a few multis at least, since having 2 healers on the same banner and both having valuable and interesting kits in their own ways would be a bit difficult to completely pass up on. However, as always, it is down to you on whether you want to summon on a banner, but with Youhu specifically, since she is a 4-star character, it's only a matter of time till you pick her up. Also, just as I said earlier, the fact that Youhu technically has 4 abilities/effects from the liberation you were able to pick from, and the resonant skill possibly providing one of the effects randomly, it definitely makes Youhu an interesting Foresight character and just maybe one of the most valuable and fun characters in the game. And with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Would really appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel for more WutheringWaves content, and if you enjoyed the video, drop a like. Also, drop a comment down below on your thoughts about what has been confirmed so far in 1.3 and the QTE mechanics potential on Youhu and future characters. And yeah, hope to catch you guys later.